It's 1922 in London's Albert Hall, and the idol of France, George Carpentier, takes on Australia's fine light heavyweight, George Cook. As we go to ringside, we see the light heavyweight champion, George Carpentier, walking to his corner and then being loosened up in order to ease the tension. George Carpentier, whose name is sometimes erroneously pronounced Carpentier, told Greatest Fights of the Century that it is Carpentier which he prefers. Carpentier, on your left, comes out for round one, and the two men immediately go into a clinch. Carpentier has a 2-inch height advantage and also outweighs Cook by 9 pounds, coming into this fight at 178 to Cook's 169. Cook looks very strong in the clinches, landing overhand rights. Watch Carpentier land a hard overhand right and spin Cook around afterwards. Carpentier knows every trick in the boxing book. This is a scheduled 10-round non-title fight, but Cook's in line for a title shot if he does well tonight. The 25-year-old George Cook was born in 1896 in Sydney, Australia. He had his first professional fight at the age of 17. Since that time, he has demonstrated that he can take on and whip the best light heavyweights in the world. Cook combines tremendous determination with powerful right-hand punching. Carpentier knows that he's facing a man who has 25 knockouts to his credit, so he has to be extremely wary of that big right hand of George Cook's. Watch this jolting right by Carpentier, followed by a good right uppercut. Carpentier is one of the hardest right-hand punchers in the business. Carpentier does a lot of feinting, trying to draw a careless lead. And many of his opponents have fallen for that ruse and wound up being counted out. Notice how Carpentier will land a right and then spin Cook around as he did earlier. This clever maneuver prevents Cook from counterpunching while he's on balance. Here at the end of the first round, Carpentier has an edge as a result of his good right-hand punching. Carpentier comes out for the second round, knowing that this fight is going to be even tougher than he expected. George Cook is superbly conditioned and determined to win. Watch Carpentier continuously feint, as though he's about to throw punches. Cook has to be careful. He knows about that big Carpentier right hand. George Carpentier, affectionately nicknamed the Orchid Man, is 28 years of age, but by all standards, an old boxing veteran. He had his first professional fight as a flyweight when he unbelievably was just 13 years old. At the age of 12, he had had 11 amateur fights, winning them all, fighting in the flyweight division. Carpentier won the welterweight championship of France at the age of 15 when he knocked out Roubaix-Utosh in Paris, France. Cook likes to clinch with Carpentier because he can tie up that right hand and then land punches on the inside. Carpentier would much prefer to fight at long range and give that right some room to maneuver. At the age of only 17, when Carpentier was only a middleweight, he knocked out the heavyweight champion of England, Bombardier Billy Wells, in one round, right in this ring. There's a good right uppercut by Cook. That was the best punch he's landed thus far. The aggressive Cook will land a left and a right as he forces Carpentier backward. Cook seems to be ignoring Carpentier's power. Round 2 draws to a close, scored evenly, with no edge given to either man. In round 3, Cook comes out quickly and falls into a clinch with Carpentier, the tactic he's found most successful in landing right-hand punches to the head. One of the United States' leading heavyweights, Gunboat Smith, took on Carpentier in July of 1914, losing to the 17-year-old Frenchman in the 6th round. The big moment in George's life came in 1920, when he won the world's light heavyweight championship by knocking out battling Levinsky in Jersey City. Notice that the referee and all the audience are dressed in tuxedos. It was mandatory for everyone to be in evening clothes when fights were held in Albert Hall. If you had a ringside seat, but no tux, you were simply out of luck. Cook, always looking for that opportunity to clinch, tying up Carpentier's power. Carpentier makes Cook miss a right and then counters with a smashing right and uppercut of his own. That's the maneuver he's famous for. Watch this torrent of powerful punches by Carpentier. He takes advantage of every opening. One of the great thrills in Carpentier's life was on July 2nd, 1921, when he challenged Jack Dempsey for the heavyweight championship of the world. In the second round of that contest, he sent champion Dempsey reeling across the ring with a blistering right hand to the jaw. Unable to follow up his advantage, he was later knocked out in the 4th round of a tremendously exciting fight, which was also the first $1 million gate in boxing history. Round 3 ends with Carpentier having a decided edge. Carpentier comes out for the 4th boxing, but watch him miss a hard right. That's the one he wants to get in there. George Cook has won 36 of 38 professional fights, losing only 2 by the decision route. George realizes that this is his big opportunity. A good showing tonight, without question, will give him a crack at the world's light heavyweight championship the next time around. He's as determined an opponent as Carpentier has ever faced. Carpentier rushes in, but Cook ducks and avoids the punch. Carpentier has had 99 professional fights, winning 94 with 61 KOs, a tremendous record. He can end a fight with 1 punch, and this crowd knows it. Those punches are hurting Cook. He clinches whenever he can, but he usually takes a hard shot from Carpentier in order to get in close. The referee parts the men as Cook doggedly holds on. Three good left uppercuts and a right by Cook. Those were jolting punches. Watch for a crushing right and finishing left by Carpentier, which floors Cook for the first time in his professional career. It doesn't look as though George is going to be able to beat the count as the seconds are ticking away. Carpentier moves in to congratulate and console his opponent, who gave such a tremendous effort. But this is no ordinary fighter that Cook has fought this evening. This is one of the greatest light heavyweight champions of all time. As Carpentier leaves at ringside, there are shouts from photographers asking the champion to return and pose for photographs. Carpentier obligingly jumps back into the ring. He again shakes hands with Cook, thanking his opponent for giving the fans such a thrilling performance. George Carpentier, the idol of France, scores a jolting fourth-round knockout over Australia's George Cook. He will go on to be ranked as one of the greatest light heavyweight champions of all time.